On an average, we have around 8 to 12 questions being asked by UPSC in its prelims exams. Things which will be picked up for prelims, things which can be asked for the prelims exam will not work out without the previous year questions. So you look at the previous year questions to understand the nature of questions. If you read the syllabus thoroughly, they expect general understanding from the purpose of the exam, maximize the output. If you've prepared well, if you have a lot of clarity in your mind, you'll be able to handle the questions without any problem. Science and technology for the upcoming prelims 2026. The moment the calendar changes, and now that we are in 2026, this is the first question which comes in. That what do I now do? How do I become prelims ready? And I am Dr. Jasmine Walia, and I'm going to specifically talk to you about science and technology for prelims. Now, this is a section which might not entirely be beloved by all, and it kind of becomes overwhelming also by the time you reach January, February, and further on as you move closer towards the exam. So we are here today to help you understand how you can strategize, how you can prepare this section, and how you can make the most of it. So the first point which I want to emphasize here is, why is this portion so important? And why do you need to put attention to this particular portion? So, of course, the idea of importance would come from the number of questions which are being asked from this section. On an average, we have around 8 to 12 questions being asked by UPSC in its prelims exams. And if we look at the syllabus, if I tell you what UPSC mentions for its prelims, the prelim syllabus as such is not very descriptive. So they write general science. So for this whole general science, including its current applications, we have around 8 to 12 questions. Of course, with the UPSC exam, there can be fluctuations which could be going either ways, less or more. But this is what we would usually expect. Now, general science is a broad term. We don't know which topics are there. We don't know what we have to focus on. And if you've already been preparing, you already have a lot of content. You've done some basic reading. You've done some current affairs. So now what do you do here? So this crucial time, which is like the core prelims time, which is, I would say, February to May, or end of April, this is the time where the real strategy, the real work, or what we call as the smart work is going to be most needed. So in science, because of that overwhelming content which you already have, we have to streamline, we have to understand that where my attention is needed. Because at this time, just reading more or continuously reading different things without understanding what is important, what needs more attention, it's not going to be fruitful. We want to crack those questions. We want to have this advantage. This is a very good subject in that sense that there are a lot of subjects which everybody might be preparing comfortably, and this, I believe, might not be one of those subjects. So if you prepare those areas which others are not preparing, or not preparing so well, you're going to be at that advantage. And that advantage is what is going to take you over the cutoff. So plan your strategy from here. Whatever you've done, that's going to be there. But now you have to smartly arrange the content. You need to know, okay, which are the areas which I need to work on. I'll highlight the areas for you. Like, because the syllabus doesn't tell us much, our best bet and understanding the high value areas, high priority areas would be to know that what kind of questions UPSC is asking. That's one indicator. Second point is, what are the current affairs around me? What are the current developments in science which are happening? And they will need more attention. They are the ones which are going to be picked up by UPSC to ask a question. So let me tell you about those high priority topics. See, when you prepare, like the overall UPSC preparation, it's an integrated preparation. You think about the holistic level of the exam, all three areas, prelims, mains, interview, you think about all of that. But after February, your your whole energy has to go into things which will be picked up for prelims, things which can be asked for the prelims exam, and those are the topics which you need to finalize, which you need to work on right now. So starting with space technology, space, even just not just the technology part, but the basics of space, how things are there in the universe, the science behind it, that's an important part. Then defense technology. Here we've had definite questions, at least one question in something to do with some defense technology. It has been asked. There is a key focus here on indigenization, on things which India is doing, on things which India is producing or trying to create on its own. Then you have biotechnology. Again, a very important, very prominent area. Sometimes you have multiple questions being asked on the basics of new technologies in biotechnology, genetic material, genetic engineering. That's asked. And you have aligned topic to this, which is health and diseases. See, some disease somewhere is happening, it's in news, some new development, some new treatment, some revolutionary vaccine has come out. All of that you need to know about from the point of view of the prelims exam. And then, of course, you have new emerging technologies. In this, you can have a lot of different technologies like the ICT, information communication technologies, artificial intelligence, blockchain, whatever is like the latest thing here, the digital portion, that of course is going to be very, very important. Now, when you are arranging your content, you should know that this should be on your focus. This should be the one which you should be developing, which you should be focusing on. And when you come across maybe topics which are beyond the scope of this whole portion, then you can maybe go a little lighter on them. Maybe you can keep them on a low priority, but this you should know. This is what is going to gain you marks in the prelims exam, because they are definitely showing up in your prelims question paper. So this is one way of understanding where your attention or your energy should lie. Another aspect is that you look at the PYQs. This is again a very critical step. UPSC exam preparation, or in fact any exam preparation for that matter, will not work out without the previous year questions. So you look at the previous year questions to understand the nature of questions. You'll find a very significant trend in the last 3-4 years or 5 years, I would say. The pattern has shifted towards very conceptual ideas. Like if they're asking you about a vaccine, they're not asking you about who made that vaccine. That's definitely not there showing up in your paper. But that, you know, that person's name or scientist and all of that, UPSC doesn't ask. But they want you to know how a vaccine works. They want you to know how a virus works. Why is a virus special? What is unique about bacteria? What can be their uses? So this approach, if you understand, you'll be able to get a very good handle of the overall need for science and technology for the purpose of UPSC prelims. And this, I want to reinforce here. I want to specifically tell you this, that there is no barrier here for science students or non-science students, or the fact that some have an advantage or you don't have an advantage. Everybody has to put in the work. And the non-science students, they really worry about this subject. I understand that. They have a lot of apprehension against it, that we might not be able to get it, but trust me, you will be able to get it. The level which UPSC is expecting, that is a generalist level. Okay, that's what they specifically mention also. If you read the syllabus thoroughly, they expect general understanding. They don't need technical details. They don't want you to know how to program a computer. They need to know what is its use. So this shift, this very specific expectation that you need to have conceptual understanding, this is required. Then you need to understand applications of things. You don't need to know how a quantum computer will work, but you need to know where it can be used. You need to know why it is special. You need to know its unique features. And along with that, there is one more aspect, because you are all going into governance, right? You're civil service aspirants, you're going to become a civil servant. So, this government aspect, or India's initiatives in every area, that becomes crucial. So when you read a topic, let's say a science related topic you are coming across, think about these aspects. Think about a broader understanding that what it is, think about how it can be used, and think about what's happening in India. Like you have a national quantum mission running in India, which should tell you that quantum technology is big, significant. India wants to put in money into it. India wants to do research. India wants to invest in it. And because this is a part of your government's policy, you have a national mission for it, it's automatically going to show up in your question paper in some way or the other. Beyond that, you don't need to be technically perfect in that subject. This pursuit of, how deep you go, this understanding is very important. And especially at this time, especially when we are so close to the exam, you need to be, your time is precious. You need to be aware of that fact. So where you put in your time, how you put in your time, and on what topic you are putting, what aspect you are putting, that is very important. See, if you have to do extensive research, you can put 5 years of your time into this, keep doing it, know about everything in the world, learn all the technologies of the world, but we don't want to put in that kind of time, right? We are talking about being prelims ready at this right crucial moment. There's sufficient time where you can just reorganize everything, and from the purpose of the exam, maximize the output in terms of the marks which you're going to get, because at the end of the day it's all about marks, right? So we are bringing you a dedicated program on these lines. So we have this fast track course, dedicated towards prelims. It's a short course. So like we are going to highlight all these key areas, the high priority topics. We're going to tell you what aspects of this are needed. We're going to explain the concept. Like science, we'll do in around 4 or 5 classes, where you will have all the tools, all the ammunitions ready to focus on this portion. At your end, if you are preparing this, or if you want to go into your own strategy, what I would recommend is that you should have a basic background, right? You should be focusing on class 6 to 8 science just as a start, not like very deep in detail. This is simple. You'll understand it. You are all graduates, I'm hoping, and you have the basic acumen to understand this. So go through this once. And beyond that, the focus has to be current affairs. With this good starting point and with proper current affairs preparation, you are going to be in a position to be familiar with most of the questions, to be able to handle most of the questions. For current affairs, what I will recommend is that at least 1 year of current affairs before your prelims, you must have prepared. If you've already not done that, then you can use some concised sources. Like you have a PT65, which also Vision IS arranges. It's like a concise document of the whole year. So use something like that. But I would like to be optimistic and believe that you're already preparing current affairs. So from that, pick up the topics which are more important, which will be significant for the prelims, and do your PYQs. At least 10 years, I would highly recommend that. So that means from 2015, maybe you can start. Okay, a little more than 10 years. So 15 to 25. This is the timeline for which you go through the prelims. Some of those topics will be very current oriented. Okay, some of the topics will be asked in a particular year because they were important from the current affairs development. But those kind of questions are few. More or less, you will find conceptual questions. You will be able to have a sense of why they are asked, and understand the dimensions of the question. Try and understand that why they are asking a particular type of question, what kind of options they are creating. That will be useful, because then you will be able to incorporate that into your studying. When you are studying, you'll be able to follow that approach. Okay, this is the dimension, this is the kind of question which they ask. This is how they frame options. Okay, UPSC is experimenting a lot with their new uh, uh, option trend, the statement questions, one statement, two statement, three statements, match the following also. They are now having 3 columns. So that kind of an exposure you should have of different kinds of question design. And if you've prepared well, if you have a lot of clarity in your mind, you will be able to handle the questions without any problem. Okay, so start off your preparation. Don't go into factual details, like I told you, names and values and figures and scientists and things like that. This is not really going to help you, and UPSC doesn't ask these questions, so there's no point in putting in your energy, especially at this last stage where every inch, every second is very, very crucial. So pick out the areas, make a plan for yourself, plan giving off tests, because you need to practice different kind of questions to have that experience, that how your mind will actually work in that exam like situation, and you will be ready. And you will be proud of yourself of having prepared this area, which is going to get you across that cutoff line. Okay, don't be scared. Just start putting in the effort, and day by day you will be able to make progress. Once you get the holistic idea, the last few months will be really rewarding, and you at your end, you need to just be smart about it. You need to be present to the whole idea of how the exam is shaped and what is expected from you. I hope I was able to help you. And I hope you will start preparing the science and technology section. And with that, I say all the best. Thank you.